first cultures were in Stone Age, and there are three: Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic.
Paleolithic is a period in human prehistory distinguished by the original development of stone tools that covers 99 of human technological prehistory. Here, they subsist by gathering plants and fishing, hunting, or scavenging wild animals. Paleolithic is characterized by the use of stone tools, wood, and bone tools.
In the Old World, the Mesolithic is a period between the Upper Paleolithic and the Neolithic. Depending on the region, some use of pottery and textiles may be found in sites allocated to the Mesolithic, but generally indications of agriculture are taken as marking transition into the Neolithic. Their more permanent settlements tend to be close to the sea and inland waters, offering a good supply of food. Mesolithic societies are not seen as very complex or very samples.
The art manifested in the final stage, Neolithic period, carving stones as sculptures and painting cave walls.
Pyramids are the most famous Egyptian structures. Those were a symbol for the afterlife, the place in which the pharaoh is supposed to be buried and have a good life after their death. The ruler of the Egyptian was the pharaoh, kind of dictator supposed to be an intermediary between the people and their gods. Pharaoh was mummified and buried with several offerings. When the pharaoh died, the body was carried along the causeway in its own funerary temple. The culture of Egypt has thousands of years of recorded history. It was the oldest civilization.
The Chinese art was influenced by some ideological currents. One of them is the Taoism. They think that we have a connect between the man and nature. Sides both agree perfectly and have the common substructure, the nature. The Chinese painting have 6 rules. One was the spirit resonance, that it had to translate the nervous energy from the artist to the work. The second is the bone method, is the way that they use the brush to create texture. And the third is the correspondence to the object, the one that includes shapes and lines. The fourth is the suitability to type, or the application of color, including layers and value and the tone. The number 5 is a division and planning, or placing an arrangement corresponding to the composition of the work. And the number 6 is the transmission by copying, or the copying of models, not only from life but also for works from the past.
Persian civilization was at the east of Mesopotamia. In the 6th century, Persians were a very strong empire, commanded by the king Cyrus. The empire reached the Indus Valley, northern Greece, Central Asia, and Egypt. Persian art consists on big palaces with simple designs. Among the things that they used to portray were animals like birds and ibexes. Usually they were showed in vessels or in rhythms. In architecture, we can find buildings supported by columns, especially in the Achaemenid Empire, like in the Apadana Palace, which capitals were made with animals like bulls and lions. On the other hand, empires like the Sassanid used art constructions more common with the Romans. One of the ways in which the Persian sculptor survived was through reliefs. A relief is when a figure stands out from a flat surface, such as a wall. It had 2 different forms, one very stylized and other one more realistic.
Hinduism is an Indian religion. It is well known as one of the oldest religions of the world. Hinduism is more than a religion. It is a culture with a code of behavior and way to see the world. Hinduism has four main concepts. The first one is Dharma, that means natural world. The second one is Artha, that means goal and property. It refers to the search of having material things. The third one is Kama, that is the god of love. And the last one is Moksha. The definition of this word is freedom, and it means liberation from the constant cycle of death and the samsara. They also build temples and sculptures as an offer to their gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. One of the most famous and representative statues is the one of Shiva, called Shiva as a Lord of Dance.
Hi, I'm Aphrodite, and today I'm going to talk you about ancient Greece. The Greek sculptors. One is Kouros, and was a standing man athlete, and Kore, that was a standing feminine statue. Greeks had a lot of gods, and the most representative were Zeus, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, Aphrodite, Ares, Hermes, and Dionysos. There were three types of columns. One is Doric column. It was used in Sicily. It is a column fluted in capital rounded. The Iconic column was originated in Asia Minor, and the Corinthian column was divided in two. An inferior with aconaved leaves and superior with a curved abatus.
Hi, I'm Julio Cesar, and this is my whole empire.
Roman Empire lasted nearly 500 years. One of the secrets of its permanence was their ability to adapt very different cultures and make them their own. In that way, they assimilate laws, religions, and language from other countries instead of simply destroying them or impose their own government. One of their invents were the aqueducts. The Romans constructed aqueducts through the Republic and the later Empire to bring water from outside sources into cities and towns. One of the most influential civilizations for the Roman Empire was Greece. The ability of Rome to realize the great value of the Greek culture was a cause of their great power as an empire.